Charles, great tool question here. This is related to the portfolio, Charles. And as we all saw, let's just look it up. Was it Tuesday or was it Monday? Might have been Monday, which was throwing me off. NVDA had a 4-to-1 split. Let me go back to Monday. Yeah, okay, so Monday, we're at 751, the 19th. No, the 20th, it shows up at 186. So that was the 4-to-1 split. Go back. Previous day. I didn't jot that down, Charles. Excuse me. 751.19. Sorry, Charles. 751.19. All right. So Charles says, how do I handle this in my portfolio? Okay. So let's go to portfolio. And I'll do a married put, Charles. I'll just do the stock first, but we'll show the same thing with a married put. So let me just put in long stock position, NVDA, shares 100, and price per share 751.19. No commission fee, just keep it simple. There we go. We have NVIDIA in there. We have 100 shares at 751.19, market value of 75,119. What happens with a stock split? The amount of money you had invested pre-split is equal to it post-split. So now what do I know is that the day that this happened, I put 723, sorry. So this would have been on 719 when we bought it at 751. Then the next day it had the 4-to-1 split. What happens in this case? Well, now I've got to edit my price. I don't have 100 shares at 751 anymore. I have 400 shares at my cost basis of 71.19 divided by 4. So that's going to put us at 187.80 roughly. Okay. So now, Charles, what I have to do is edit the position. And I am just going to change it to 400 with my new cost basis of 187.80. And what do we have? Still about the same $75,120 monetary value, tracking 400 shares and this price. Now, let's go here. And I'm going to go to option chain, July 30th. Oops, sorry. July 30th expiration, but I want July 19th, don't I? Right. All right, we're uploading the history, Charles, so that'll take me a second. There we go. So let's say that I was doing a covered call, not a married put. Let's say we're doing a weekly covered call in the video. Bought stock at 751.19 on the 19th. And at the same time, I want to see I just want the call change. Sorry, guys. At the same time, I'm going to go slightly in the money. Maybe, this 11-day out, 2-week out call here. Maybe a little bit more than 750. Yeah, that's good. I like that. The 747.50 at 28.13. 30 July, 747.50 at 28.13. Okay. Now, I would have had this in the portfolio. I'm not going to be able to show it, unfortunately, Charles. I just realized that. But I would have had this in my portfolio, and I would have had to have done the same thing. So now when I go to enter the covered call position, I could say, oh, well, I had NVIDIA, number of shares 100, 719, price per share 751.19. Now the system's not going to let me add that call because it no longer exists. Okay, so I would have had the July 30, 747.50, I said, right? Yeah, 747.50. And what do I do in that case? I divide it by 4. So if I had the 747.50 covered call, it now drops to the new strikes that they've created. I just divide it by 4, and I have the 186.88 call. That's what I have right now. But I do the same math. Now, this was 955. It was originally 28.31 when I sold it, but now I have to enter in the new price too. So what am I changing? We're going back to square one. I now have 400 shares and our price of whatever it was, 187 something. I can't remember, 186. 187.80, yeah, 187.80. This is what the edit field would look like too, Charles. When your split happened, if you were in a call or a put, the day the split happened, when you looked at your portfolio, you might have seen NAs next to these options, that 747.50, or if you had a 790 put, for example, you'd see NAs next to it. You would just come in here and edit it, as we saw before. You change it to what your original strike was divided by 4, put it up to 4 contracts, and then my price of 28.31 I received for that premium divided by 4 again. So that price is actually 7.078, let's call it. Now it's going to round it up to 7.8, so that's fine. Okay, oh yeah, it's 7.19. So that's how you do it. You just use the edit function and just manually change the shares and the price to reflect what you have. If I did this correctly, as we saw in that historical option chain for NVDA, the initial expected return, if assigned, was going to be about 3.4% with a 3.7% downside protection. If I go to the profit and loss chart for my adjusted position, max return of 3.4% with the proper prices of 187.80 and 400 shares, 708 per contract. For the July 30th, now 186.88. Okay. And that's, again, just anytime you have a split, just go to position actions, edit position. That takes you to the same field we saw. If you had an NA here on your option, you would just click on this and select the proper option that you have with the new strike price and, of course, the new premium. Where this doesn't work as simply in the portfolio is when there's a merger, Charles, or a buyout. And what happens is the call that you had now represents 83 shares of the one stock that you owned and 15 shares of another stock, or 80 shares of the stock plus a cash settlement. Those are odd-sized options, and we don't track them in the portfolio. So if you have some kind of split or merger where the option you are trading has become non-standard, is the common term, it represents something else other than just 100 shares of the underlying security. We actually don't track those in the databases because when you run a search and see those, it throws off the return drastically. So you might not get as good of a return as you thought you were going to get. So Charles, I hope that helps out a little bit. It makes it more clear on editing a position in the portfolio, whether there's a split, or even if you got assigned on a portion, you just reflect that you got assigned on a portion of the total position and continue to track the remaining smaller shares as well.